Panther family, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode of the I Will Say podcast. I'm your host, Mac, and I am so excited to have the guest on that I do tonight because he just might be the current big man on campus after this last weekend. My guest tonight is none other than rising star from the basketball team, Mr. Lucas Taylor. Lucas is a transfer from Wake Forest and is having a very solid start to conference play, but we'll get in that a little more in the interview. As I said off air, though, Lucas, thank you so much for giving me some time, my man. How have you
Uh,
been the last couple of days? I'm sure
I,
you've been pretty good the last couple of days.
yeah, no, for sure. We just started back school, so everything's been going really well. Really excited.
Nice, nice, nice. So I got a little, probably a little, at least a little mini celebration after Saturday. I
Yeah,
would guess, right?
no, for sure. It was rivalry games are always fun, so that was a big win for sure.
Nice, nice. We'll get in that a little later too. Sweet Lucas. Well, the first question you're getting tonight is one that actually all the guests on I Will State get, and I always love hearing the answers from student athletes like yourself, which is that of a transfer athlete. So you kind of have had the experience at two different places. So far, I know it hasn't been too long yet. You haven't got a full season under your belt just yet, but what has been your favorite part so far of being a Georgia State student athlete?
Yeah, I would say how they make your athletes feel as a whole. They kind of they welcome everybody in with open arms. Like we had a lot of transfers, so having coaches that kind of know we're new and especially new to Atlanta, so they've been really good about kind of getting us acclimated with the city and with the program as well. So the coaching and also just like the AD and everybody else has been really nice.
Awesome. You love to hear it, man. That is awesome. That's exactly what they're there for. You know what I mean? To help
Yeah.
you get acclimated and help you grow. So, what would you say are some of the biggest differences, if really any,
Mhm.
between Georgia State and Wake Forest so
Yeah.
far?
I mean, Wake Forest was more like a college campus for sure. So being in the city is a lot different. And also being from North Carolina, I never really like lived in the city. The closest city I've really like probably been around is Charlotte. And that's like we call that a mini Atlanta in its own way. So be actually living here is kind of crazy. Like at first I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Like it's always something. But then once you get acclimated, you find like the little good spots around the city is real fun.
I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, no, that's actually kind of a perfect segue into our first question. I saw that you went to high school in Wake Forest, North Carolina, and then
Yeah.
headed about 2 hours west to attend Wake Forest, which that's
Yeah.
I think such an awesome trivia question. I would have never guessed that
A
Wake
lot
Forest.
of people don't know. Actually, the Wake Forest used to originally be in Wake Forest a long time ago. It was like in the almost 18 and 1900s, I think, a long, long time ago. And then they moved to Winston-Salem when they expanded and they made like I don't even know what they're doing with the campus here now, but they it's still a Wake Forest campus in Wake Forest, but it's real small. But it's pretty
Okay,
crazy.
okay. I love it. I love it. But yeah, I would have never known that. So that's
Yeah.
cool. Always learning something new when I do the research for these things. But yeah, as mentioned, you went to Wake Forest first couple years of college. Obviously, obviously moved down to Atlanta since then. What are some of the biggest factors, or what were some of the biggest factors, excuse me, behind making that decision? And were there any adjustments you kind of had to make from your day to day, moving a little bit more down south to a city like Atlanta?
Yeah, I really just wanted to go somewhere where I was going to feel at home at, where the people were kind of made me feel at home rather than necessarily just the place. Atlanta, at the city I loved when I had came here to visit, but then also the people are here, like the support staff and the coaches, they made me feel like I was at home as well. So that was really like the biggest green flag for me, just to go ahead and pull that trigger.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. No, I think that's again, not to repeat myself, but just so important. That's exactly what they're there for. So I just love hearing
Mhm.
that that's, what you've been kind of brought into so far at Georgia
Yeah,
State. That's
sure.
awesome, man. So yeah, so now we'll kind of get into your Panther career so far, which has started off with a little bit of a bang. You started off with in the second game against Western Michigan, sorry, dropped a career
Mhm.
high 27 points. How good did that feel to kind of get that, going right there in the beginning of the season like that?
It was good. It was a big time game. My teammates did a good job of getting me in my spots to score and things like that. But also just being because I just playing out not playing as much my previous 2 years, so kind of having that game to be like, okay, get that one out the way under my belt, and now we can roll the dice out and play. You don't have to really worry about that anymore.
Nice, nice. I love it, man. I love it. And exactly the second game, them getting you all those open looks and hitting the shots, man.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're
they're
like, all
great.
right, we can make this work. We can
Yeah,
definitely make this
exactly. We
work.
we were had a lot of new guys and things like that, but I knew we were super talented. So it was going to take a little bit of time to figure things out, just because we're all new and we all are super talented. But once we really got acclimated with each other, it's been a lot of fun to play with everybody.
Nice, nice. I love it. So yeah, so you guys actually did head up to Kalamazoo for that, and that was a road trip, dang near
Mhm.
halfway across the country up to Michigan right off the bat. So what were some of your more favorite memories of that road trip? I'm sure there had to be some pretty funny moments.
Yeah, no. So that was our first road trip, and also on the way back, we I think we had flew out of Detroit, so we had a little bit of a longer drive back to the airport. I think it was like 2.5 hours. So just, I mean, after getting that done, everyone was excited. So we're just joking, laughing, having fun on the bus, really just kind of just vibing. It was really good time.
I love it, man. I love it. That's exactly what all those road trips are about. You gotta love
Yeah.
it. Um, Speaking of road trips, from November 22nd to December 16th, the Panthers played 5 of 6 games on the road, and unfortunately lost 4 of those games. So how
Yeah.
tough of a test was this for you guys to be traveling so much, yet let alone during the holidays like that?
Yeah, no, it definitely is tough, especially with having a new team. But I feel like it's something that we definitely needed to kind of get used to having those tough games, get used to figuring out what we need to do to win those tough games. So, I mean, there's nothing better for us. I think that just helped us grow even more.
Nice. I love it. I feel like you almost kind of answered my next question, the kind of the second
Mhm.
question with it. After it was all over, did you guys feel like you had been like, battle tested and ready
Yeah.
for conference play?
I wouldn't necessarily say right away. Right away in the moment, we're like, I mean, we want to win, so we're like, yeah, like we're losing. What's going on? But then it's making our brains think even more. So we're just trying, figuring it out, working through those growing pains together. And then as you see, like we're starting to finally figure the things out.
Oh yeah, no, you guys are definitely starting to gel now. That is for sure. And that is again another perfect segue. You are perfect with these segues, man, to these questions. Conference plays has heated up a little bit here, and the Panthers are currently sitting at 4-1, which is obviously an incredible record so far, 5 games in. And yourself is actually averaging right under 19 points a game in all 4 of those victories. So really, point I'm making is clearly playing a huge role when we are winning in these conference games. Um, what role do you think you will need to play in order for the Panthers to continue having a winning record in conference play? And do you think it should be, a large role at that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it depends on the game to game. I feel like, I mean, we play a lot of guys 1 through 12. I feel like anyone could have a good game any night. So, just honestly, just depending on what that game might be. One game it might be to stop their best player. One game it might be to sit on the bench and clap for somebody who's playing really well that game. So it just depends on whatever the team needs to win. That's all our goal at the end of the day is just to we get that 1-0 after every game.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I gotta ask, and I feel like it could it's maybe nothing different at all, but it's just kind of how maybe the sport goes at times. But was there anything different you did in terms of preparation for the Southern Miss and Old Dominion games and the South Alabama and Georgia Southern? Because South Alabama and Georgia Southern, you just went off, right? Like,
Yeah.
was there anything different? Was there, a special meal that you had, or maybe a
Yeah.
playlist or anything?
Usually when I have a bad game or something like that, I struggle. I'll go back and watch the game, and after I watch the game, I'll find time the next day or something like that. I'll just shoot the shots that I missed, and so like it kind of just gives me peace of mind. As like, okay, I make those shots. Like those are shots that I make all the time. So going to the gym and just shooting 20, 30, 50, 100, however many until I feel satisfied that I was like, okay, I'm back confident in what I'm supposed to be doing.
I love it, man. I love it. You got to get to your spot. Once you get to your spot, it's
Exactly.
it's 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 muscle memory at that point. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, as I mentioned, you're killing it scoring wise. You're currently 10th in the Sun Belt in points per game, but have a considerable amount less free throws attempted per game. Just saying,
Mhm.
you're getting all your buckets on the field. So that's
Yeah.
I think that's a little more impressive, but whatever. So what would it mean to you to finish this year as the league's top scorer? Because you're definitely I mean, the top score I think is at 17 and a half, and you're at right under 15. So, I mean, it's not too crazy of a gap there. So what would it mean to you to lead the conference in scoring?
Yeah, it would be great, but I mean, I kind of how I alluded to before, like my whole life, I've just like I love winning, like whatever it takes to win. As long as Georgia State, it says Georgia State W beside it, I'm as happy as you can be. My smile is gonna be cheek to cheek. So as long as we're winning, then I can't complain at all. But scoring is also always fun. But if that's what they need me to do, then that's what I'm gonna go do.
I love it, man. Hey, ultimate team player right there, man.
Yeah,
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
it's all about winning for sure.
Oh yeah. Let me ask you this though. Do you think that you, and this is obviously, not a knock on any of your teammates, more so just saying, Georgia Southern, we may not have needed all 28 of your points, but man, we needed a big game out of you to win that one, right? Like, so do you think you will need to keep up this high scoring rate that you kind of have been having for the Panthers to get back to the standard of winning the Sun Belt, at least the Sun Belt East every single year, like we
Yeah.
kind of have been?
Honestly, to be honest, no. To like if I because it goes like if honestly if I didn't have 28 that game, Tenari was going to have 28, Dewan was going to have 20, Tuck would have had 15, 12, could have had 20. Like everyone's capable of Leslie could have had 15 to 20. So it's almost like whoever has an off night, it's like it's okay. We got guys. Just as long as you just play hard and do what the coaches are asking you to do, then we're gonna be perfectly fine. But scoring for us is not too much of a problem.
No, man, you're exactly right. Because I got to be honest, man. Like when I was going back and doing my research, when you look at the leading score for each game for the Panthers, I mean, it really is a different last name every
Yeah.
single game.
Exactly. So and
So
it makes it fun to play with too because guys can get hot quickly and when everyone is for each other how we are when one person's succeeding it feels like the whole team is so it's great to have all your brothers behind your back like that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I got to go a little off script here. This wasn't a question I included, but I got to ask as you were kind of saying this. It feels like Jaden is one of those guys that just he's got some fire, man. Like
Big dog.
when I'm watching the games, man, he's a dude that gets me pumped up. So I got to imagine is that kind of an element he brings to the team that maybe wasn't there last season?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, he's just a do it all type guy. He's like he had 15 rebounds the other night. Like he's like we were talking after the game, and he's talking to everyone. Most people talk about about scoring this and the third. He's like, man, I'm trying to average 12 rebounds. I'm trying to get 10 rebounds. I'm like, yeah, this dude's wired different, and it's like he's wired, and I love it. Like he's one of those dudes that like when you play against him, it's like you really hate it, but when he's on your team, it's like, oh man, I know we got a dog in 10. So
I'm,
it's big time having someone like that, and also on top of that, he can score as well. So he's a dual threat.
Oh yeah, no, he can't do it all, man. And I was about to say he's definitely the embodiment of the meme with the X-ray and the
Mm-hmm.
pit bull and
Yep.
the oh yeah, no, he's the embodiment of that, man. So I love it. I love it. Moving on though a little bit. It's no joke that Georgia State is the best college basketball men's program in the state of Georgia, having won the most games combined since 2011, the most recent tournament win, and 4 conference championships in 7 years. So there's a little bit of a pedigree here at Georgia State basketball.
Yeah.
Um, I would think this can cause a little bit of pressure at times. Do you and your teammates ever feel any pressure because of the previous success that the program has?
Yeah, I mean, I think we do a little bit, but I'm not. It's not necessarily bad pressure. I think
Right,
pressure can
right,
be
right.
good. I think pressure can be good because we all want to be successful. Like I just keep alluding to winning, but that's all we came here to do. So having that pressure and that standard is kind of feeds our fire a little bit. So it's really good.
Nice, nice. I love it. I love it. But besides winning, what are some of the things that you guys are doing? Because I feel like it's more things off the court that you can do as a team. But what are you guys doing to kind of help get this back to the standard that Georgia State is? And I mean, obviously 4-1 to start conference play is doing it.
I'm about to say, I mean, just like having the same habits every day is really like on the court wise, just making sure with no man left behind. Like if anything's going on, and we have a type of team where something's going on, everyone can speak on it and say it. We can all talk about it, and then nobody will get offended in any type of way. So having those type of relationships with everybody is huge. And also off the court, I mean, I feel like we just have fun together. Like we don't really do too much, but we know we all stayed in the same building, so we can just you feel me? It's like we all stay in the same room, so like we're just kind of crashing on everybody. It's a lot of fun.
I love it, man. I love it. No, I could see you smiling as you're talking about it. Like it's, you clearly got some affinities for these guys, and
Yeah,
that's how it
yeah,
should be, man. So I love to hear it. Are you guys hanging out outside of the training room and
yeah,
court and everything? Like maybe go and
yeah,
get
for
dinner
sure.
together and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, so really, kind of the makeup of our team is funny. We have, I think, only myself, Jaden, and Ricky are the one three from not from Georgia. So everyone is kind of familiar with Atlanta to an extent. So they're always finding places like are always like, hey, what's up? Like we're coming to them like, hey, well, what's some good restaurants? Woo, this and the third. So we always go out get something to eat, find a little new spot or something like that, like JJ's or Hungry AF. Like I've never had those places before, so going there like they'll put me on to the good spots.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. That's what good teammates do. That's what good teammates
Yeah,
do.
exactly.
Um, Sweet. So I got a couple more questions here for you. We'll get you out of here on that. And this is probably this next question is what most of my listeners will want to be hearing from you after this last weekend.
Mhm.
You guys had two games this last week, most notably against a school that will not be named. Um, I know you and some teammates, as you were kind of just getting at, are a little new to this whole rivalry, but I mean, I'm sure you're not new to rivalries in a in a whole. So
Yeah.
what did this rivalry mean to you guys, and how did it feel like getting such a big win over just a team that we can't
Yeah,
stand?
I mean it was awesome. As always those games, like, you always got a little extra juices flowing, regardless of what anybody says. Every time it's a rivalry, every coach I've had always says there's records out the window because they're gonna bring their best and we got to bring our best. So that it was actually really fun. I didn't know what to expect, honestly, but then when we got to it, it was a lot of fun. Like it was the convo was jumping, it was lively, the crowd was into it, the student section was into it. They were and saying like we need them every game just like that. So it was awesome.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I'll say it, man. I unfortunately wasn't able to make it myself, but seeing the crowd through the broadcast, I mean, that was, definitely the best home court advantage we've had this season. So, like you said,
Yeah,
man, definitely need to keep bringing them out. So, and you guys keep winning, and I'm positive they will, man. So,
yeah, for sure.
um, I guess last question about the game. Is there any moment in particular, whether it was you seem like the type of guy though that it may have been a teammate making a big play that kind of sticks out to you the most. But what was there a play that you're like, honestly, man, when that happened, I just knew I was like, man, there's no way we're losing this game.
Yeah, I would say I think honestly when JT got that dunk, I was like, yeah, we're on. When he had got the cut off 2 feet and dunked it, I was like, yeah, we're having fun today. Like we're on one. So it was a lot of fun. But yeah, we got to make sure we play consistently like that every single game.
Oh yeah. No, man, I think you guys can. I think you guys can. Georgia State basketball is back. I'm ready to dive into it. Awesome. So, like I said, we'll get you out of here on this last question, Lucas. This is a question that actually, again, like the first one, everybody on Iowa State gets. So, I'm a little excited to hear your answer. I I feel like there's probably going to be at least one artist that's included in it because he hasn't not been included the entire year. So we'll see if he makes it. We'll see if it's a
Yeah.
perfect 8 for 8, I believe. But all right, so I'll kind of paint the picture here for you. The whole team is on the bus. You got about a 3 hour bus ride. I don't exactly know who that would be in the sun, but I guess Troy.
Mhm.
You got about a 3 hour bus ride, and you are in control of the aux cord. You're going to
Yeah.
be playing the music. This is pregame too, right? So,
Mhm. All the way to the
what
end. Yeah.
what is Lucas Taylor going to be playing? What artists? What genres?
Yeah.
What playlists? Like what's going to be on the aux cord?
It's probably be a lot of rap music just before the game. That's what's gonna get me hyped up. Now, if it was like we're going the day before, then I'll give you a little scoop like green noises, blue noises, or like rainfall. That would be like a night before type vibe. That nice little calm. We come in, but the day of the game is young boy, little baby. I might throw a little bit of that was the one. Little baby was the
No,
one.
no, young boy, young boy.
Young boy was the one. Oh,
Young boy
okay.
has made every single one, dude. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
I don't know. I like Adele a lot too. I listen to Adele sometimes, like right before the game. Like, so I don't know. I don't really get super nervous, but my hands will sweat a little bit. I don't even know, but Adele calms me down. So I listen to Adele song or two, and I'll be calm. But other than that, those probably my three.
I love it, man. The big three, man.
Yeah.
Young boy, little baby, and Adele. You can't
Hey,
go
that's
wrong with them. I love
versatility.
it, man. I love it. That's awesome, though. That's awesome. I knew young boy would be included, man. I
Yeah,
knew it. I knew it.
yeah. He's
But hey,
gonna he's
man.
gonna be.
I'm a little older, so young boy's probably a little past my time. But
Yeah,
all the stuff I've ever heard of him, pretty good. Pretty
yeah.
good.
Get you excited for sure.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, Lucas, like I said, I will get you out of here on that one. Thank you again so
Uh,
much for giving me some time, man. It was a pleasure getting to know you a little bit more. And we will be cheering you on hard here for the rest of the season, and just can't wait to see what you guys do. I know it's going to be something big.
yeah, I appreciate you having me. It's been a pleasure, and I need to get some of those Georgia State flags for my room too.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
got two of the I got a Let's Go State one, but you got a nice collection. I got to get my game up.
I love it, man. I love it, man. Hey, I got a couple extras, man.
Hey, I
Next home
was
game, I
saying,
might.
go ahead, go ahead, throw me one. Yeah, I'll take it for
I
sure.
got you. I got
I got to
you.
get my GSU decor up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll talk to Allison too. We'll get
Yeah,
you hooked up. We'll
we'll
get you hooked
coordinate that.
up. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lucas. And as always, Panther family, be on the lookout for more. Thank you for support and go Panthers.
Yes, sir. Go State.